What's up, everybody? It's JayViper. We're going to be going over a couple of things it looks like Ubisoft is doing. Been uncovered by an influence over in Germany. Includes trips to Disneyland, boat cruises, and it just seems like they're going another step into maybe making people like the game a little more than they would normally. Let's check it out. Okay, so Park Place has an article. Ubisoft buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours to promote Star Wars Outlaws. We've all seen the footage come out. A lot of people went for 4 hours. They get some footage and they've been sharing it and telling us what they think. Well, we're going to see, can we trust what we're hearing or should we believe our eyes more? New investigation Ubisoft marketing campaign for Star Wars Outlaws reveals the company buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours before giving them access to 4 hours of gameplay footage. So this comes from a German YouTuber, Cyberpunk20XX. He found out multiple YouTubers and influencers revealed how they were actually influenced by Ubisoft. So part of their biggest marketing campaign ever was flying out YouTubers and influencers to Los Angeles to give them 4 hours with the game. That's really normal. You see that a lot. I actually did this with Ubisoft many years ago when Rainbow Six first released, where they flew me over to LA. It was actually kind of just a kind of cool little thing. They have a bunch of influencers. They're cycling them in and out, and you check it out, and they pay for the flight. They pay for the stay. This is normal. But what we're going to see is more than normal. We'll continue reading. They revealed that one of his fellow YouTubers, is Kartoffelkonig, I'm sure I screwed that up, my bad if you're out there, confirmed the claim that it was the biggest marketing campaign ever. As translated by YouTube, he stated, "We are with the largest marketing campaign ever for a Ubisoft game, and I can definitely confirm the last part is I was invited by Ubisoft to come to Los Angeles and play Star Wars Outlaws event. The location was really polished up, and there was a day in Disneyland and something like that." All right, so this YouTuber, Louise Julie, revealed she was brought to LA, it's the same place, probably the same place I went, by Ubisoft, or Ubisoft. I say Ubisoft, my bad if that's wrong. And was taken out on a boat tour that she claims was originally a whale tour to see if we could spot any whales. Okay, so a whale tour, that's usually like between like 60, $100 a person, depends on the tour. So who knows how much they spent on that. And they confirmed they were indeed paying for the international and domestic flights for YouTubers and influencers. Again, that's really normal. Okay, so this is what's interesting here. This post from Chewy indicates, Ubisoft and Star Wars flew me out to California to play Star Wars Outlaws, interview the game director and lead writer, and meet the cast. I am beyond grateful for this opportunity. VIP of Disneyland tomorrow. VIP of tours are not cheap at all. Check this out. I looked this up over here. This is on Nerd Wallet. So the cost for VIP Disney Tour is $450 to $900 per hour. Now, this is up to a group. So you pay this as a group, and it depends on the day, right? How busy it is that day. So it's as cheap as $450 per hour. But your minimum hours you can have this for is 7 hours. Okay, so that's $4,500 for 10 hours. And it's basically comes out to $315 per person if there's 10 people if you do 7 hours. That's the cheapest day. Did they go on the cheapest day? We don't know, but let's just say they did. It's $315 plus park entry fee. The park entry fee average in August right now is as cheap as $104. This is when school starts, when it drops, so they didn't pay $104. And it's $134 or $154. That's how much they paid. So what's that come down to? About $450 worth of goodies before you've even tried Star Wars Outlaws. And so those VIP tours, they're no joke either. It's front of the line privilege. I mean, they have someone taking the group around ride to ride to ride and putting them right in the front of the line. We're talking like you're skipping an hour line, hour and a half line, right to the front, right to the front. So it's a real big service. It's not cheap, but yeah, so they were giving that out. That's kind of a major thing. So another influencer got a Nyx plushie, and she was flown out as well. Had a blast experiencing Outlaws at the preview event this week. Thank you, Ubisoft, for the Nyx plushie and for flying me out for all the festivities. So all the festivities tells me that she went on a few things as well. Nyx plushie, things like that are pretty normal. But again, like the buttering up, they're going heavy on it. They have to. The game's play, we've seen it. It's terrible. It's terrible. Okay. So over here, this group built their epic lightsabers at Galaxy's Edge yesterday with fellow Star Wars Outlaws content creators and explored the park. It was an absolute blast. I don't know if they paid for the lightsabers or if Ubisoft did. If Ubisoft did, then I mean, these lightsabers, are these the good ones? If they're the good ones that are metal, I mean, we're talking $150. If it's the regular ones, it's 60 to $100. So here, Louise Julie has denied being paid by Ubisoft to promote the game, but of course she was flown out and given all these perks. It's not direct payment, but it is schmoozing, and this is pretty common. You see this a lot, but I mean, this is another level of schmoozing. And of course, on Louise Julie's video, she praises the game, and she pinned the following comment: "If I was not paid by Ubisoft or anyone else to make this video, I was given the opportunity to record content. However, it was fully my own choice to make and share the content based on it. The only money I make from this content is from YouTube views. There's no shilling or hidden agenda involved." But there is a little bit, because when they fly you out there, you feel important. You like the way you're treated. This is a real thing that happens, right? And you might like the game a little more than you would have, or you might like it some when you wouldn't have. In either case, you're viewing the game in a light that you wouldn't have viewed it, right? Because you're being treated like a king or a queen. So this brings me to Pirate Nation's X post, which he posted the other day. Is Ubisoft the worst video games company? Personally, I don't think they're the worst, but they are really, they're trying to compete for the worst, I think. So the market cap has reverted back to what it was 10 years ago. They have released nothing worthy since Black Flag, and I'd have to think hard if they did. That might be correct. They haven't created a globally recognized new IP since Watch Dogs, and let's be honest, Watch Dogs, none of those games are good anyway. They aren't. I hated them. I wanted to like them. The Division, released in 2016, was created way before Massive Entertainment got acquired by Ubisoft. That's true. So that's not even their creation. They took 300 million euros from Tencent in 2022. They sold 500 million euros of obligations in 2024. They've hired 20,000 employees with DEI. It isn't even able to just release a barely decent product anymore, despite having doubled their headcount. That is crazy. They have added a lot of people to the teams, and they really have had not really good releases. They haven't. They are floundering right now. Their engines were behind. They've regressed. See the Star Wars gameplay footage. If anyone here hasn't watched my Star Wars gameplay footage, go ahead and check it out. It is just terrible. I cannot believe how bad it is. They sabotage their own products with absolutely ridiculous political takes on Japanese history because they're trusted some random guy and his made-up stories. That is really hilarious about how they based their stories for Shadows on completely fake information created by some guy who edited his own wiki page to try to make it look real. That's insane, but that happened. Their artwork are made out of Google images, completely mixes up Japanese, Chinese, Korean culture, season pass for a solo game. That is crazy too. Offer you to pay you 30 euros for the privilege to access their unfinished game 3 days before release. 130 euros for the full featured game, the Ultimate Pack. Embraces degeneracy such as loot boxes, NFTs, microtransactions, scratch games on mobile, Ubisoft Connect, formerly known as Uplay. That's not so big a deal, but it exists. Lots of companies doing their own launchers, so I'm not so mad at that. It is what it is. Add pop-ups and menus during gameplay. Tells you to get comfortable when not owning the game you paid for. Delete your games from your inventory, and no, not just the crew. This is something that happens. Doesn't make any effort to provide an offline mode or any fallbacks when shutting down a game, which enraged players so much that they want a new law against it. There's actually some serious petitions about this. I'll drop a link down below. Check that out. I have to find that one. But yeah, games going offline that you own and then you can't play them anymore is a serious problem. And they don't care. They do not care. So anyway, that's the situation going on right now. What I say is, of course, the influencers that you listen to, make sure you trust them and you know that they aren't just going to be bought in such a way, okay? If you see anyone out there that's hashtag ad with Outlaws when it comes out, I would really take what they have to say with a grain of salt. You don't know what kind of money changed hands, or if they just get the game, or how they're going to act. But definitely watch the game footage. Don't listen to the influencers. You need to be able to make a good choice here. And from what we've seen of the gameplay so far, if it's not greatly improved in the next month, and remember, we were watching the gold footage. This is the version that's going to be on the discs, is what we saw. Okay, so there's not a lot they're going to be changing from then till release. That is pretty much what we're going to see. So it doesn't look good. It looks really bad. So anyway, let me know what you think. Should you trust the influencers? Are you getting the game? Let me know in the comments below. And again, don't forget to please subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to see me again and not miss any posts. And I will see you next time. Love you, peace. Bye. Look at this gameplay, it's so slow.
If I didn't add how the story of Star Wars Outlaws only supports and
reinforces
all of this. Kay is just out